back to another parking lot preview. We are here at McKeon Park. I'm Mike Maynard alongside Matt Coates and our special guest of the day, Nico Sharp, broadcaster for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. It's a beautiful day here in Hyannis. Harwich coming into town to take on the Harbor Hawks. Nico, I'll start with you. How are we feeling about this matchup so far?
You know, feeling pretty good. We got the win against them last time. Totally different season, though, so far. I mean, first half, Harbor Hawks couldn't do anything wrong, and so far struggling these past couple games. So a little bit of a different feel, but look for them to get back on good terms here.
Matt, anything you got on this matchup?
Yeah, like Nico said, beat them earlier in the season. One of our closer games in the first four stretch where we were, like Nico said, incapable of making a mistake. 5-1 victory. They loaded the bases in that ninth inning, but we got out of it. Like he said, we're reeling a little bit right now, so this would be a huge game. Go 2-0 on the Mariners and get that good juju back.
You guys mentioned the reeling aspect. The Harbor Hawks now sit at 5-4-1. Wow.
Settle down.
5-4-1. Harwich coming in at 6-4. Third in the West for Hyannis and second in the East for Harwich. So both teams looking to take over that top spot. Hyannis knows what it's like to be in that top spot. Hasn't been there in a little bit. Last night, though, we went to Chatham. Hyannis did, and took home a loss. Nico, what did you see in last night's game against Chatham?
We see from our offense all the time is scoring early. We see from the top of the lineup, we score first. We've never had a problem with that, but it's been the middle part of the innings where we put up a little bit of zeros on the offensive side. Our starting pitching from Nichols, gave a few runs early, and there was not really a late part of the game. So, we had the start, good start from the offense, put up a little bit of zeros in the next couple innings, but then starting pitching kind of struggled there a little bit, but again, couldn't get a full game in. So.
Mentioned not getting that full game in. Matt, why were we not able to get that full game in last night?
Yes, playing on Veterans Field in Chatham, we had a fog cancellation. Happened to us last year, happened to us again this year. Obviously unfortunate. Something out of our hands, out of our control, so you just roll with it. It's kind of what field manager Mitch Carriger said after the game.
5-2 loss. Michael Detallo, though, a bright spot, continues to stay hot as of late. And like Nico mentioned, the pitching here and there has had some success recently, but, hasn't got back to that start that they had at the beginning of the season where it was, I believe, 4 runs through the first 5 games, which is unbelievable. But we'll move on. Last night, Harwich lost 7-3 to the Wareham Gatemen. Matt, what did you see in that matchup last night between those two teams?
Yeah, I think Harwich, quite frankly, just got caught in the wrong part of the schedule. These Gatemen are on a tear. They've won 5 straight games. They're number 1 in the Western Division. Right on top of the Katuitt Cavaliers have also won a couple games straight. The Western Division is hot. That's why the Harbor Hawks need a rebound. They lost that game. Harwich did 7-3. They had some good offense, though. Bobby Bozier hit a homer and had 2 RBIs. Tristan Gray had 2 hits and 2 RBIs. And we have to watch out for Michael Anderson, who's the reigning Cape Cod Baseball League Player of the Week. He's had a hot start to his season. Someone we didn't see in the second game. His first game of the season, 5 RBIs, a home run. He was benched the second game. Maybe a blessing for us, but tonight I expect him to be in the lineup, and he's going to be a guy we got to watch out for.
So far, the Harbor Hawks 4-1 against teams in the East Division, 1-3-1 against teams in the West. Nico, what do you think has been the culprit there? Why has the team struggled so much against West teams and had so much success against East teams?
I think the West so far has just been so hot. You're talking about the Gatemen. Right now, they can't do any wrong. We're going to play them tomorrow, played them late last week, and their team is just getting it done. And the West is just hot so far. They're doing all the little things right, and then when you're on a skid and you play a bunch of West teams who are hot, it's a bad matchup. So, in the East teams have been tough too. YD's looking great over there in the East Division, but so it's going to be an interesting matchup to see how the Eastern team does in the middle of the pack and us in the Western Division, who's also in the middle of the pack.
Big part of that matchup is going to be the pitching tonight. Tonight, getting the start for Hyannis, Joseph Juro. We've seen him twice now. This is going to be his 3rd start. Nico, you're a pitching guy. Tell me about Joseph Juro. What do you got on him?
Yeah, he's going to be a tall southpaw. He's got a fastball, slider change. He's got that tall frame, kind of Chris Sale-like. Tall, comes across his body a little bit, use it to his advantage. His fastball's got a lot of arm side sink to it. Really fun to watch. He's going to attack hitters. And his strikeout pitch is actually his fastball. He gets late in the counts, and maybe when they're expecting him to pull the string a little bit or break one over, he'll speed up a fastball right behind him. So it's pretty exciting to watch. And he's done a great job in his 8 innings of work so far this season.
Yeah, very successful. 8 innings pitched, as you mentioned, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks, only 6 hits allowed, and no runs. That's all you can ask for, really. So Joseph Juro, another start for him tonight. This is his 3rd, probably final start with the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, committing to Vanderbilt just a few days ago. So we're looking for a big start out of him. But on the other side, Matt, I'll kick it to you. Harwich, who they got on the mound for tonight?
Yeah, Harwich is starting Jacob Frost. He's a 6'2" left-handed pitcher out of Kansas State. And Mike, like a lot of guys we talk about in college, his stats aren't going to jump off the page for you at Kansas State. A little bit over 45 innings pitched, 7.5 ERAs with 40 strikeouts this year. But he's had a start so far in Cape, and he did amazing. 4 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, and only 1 hit allowed, and then no earned runs on that line. So like we've said before, Mike, on this show, you look at his college stats, you can't take those too much into consideration because there's a reason he's on Cape. There's a reason he's on Cape in June. He's a great pitcher. He has great stuff, and he succeeded early on. So it'll be an interesting matchup to see Jerwa, who we know is so good. We've seen it so far through 2 starts against Frost.
No, we've seen all good pitchers recently. It's been hard to find a bad pitcher here in these past couple of games for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks and their opponents. So it'll be a good game tonight. But who's going to have success against those pitchers? That's the story of tonight. Nico, player of the game pick for tonight. Who do you think is going to do well against Harwich pitching staff?
You know, guys have been swinging really well. We got a left hand on the mound for the Mariners and Frost. We got southpaw, so I'm liking Eric Snow. Seen him at the top of the line. I mean, this guy has been, it's probably not a very controversial pick. He's been hitting the ball well, spraying the ball to all fields. He's been working a really strong pull side, using his hands, working away. This guy was swinging the bat really well, and his average and his on-base rate keeps climbing up, so that's going to be my player of the game.
I'm going to have to go with another guy playing in the infield, Wallace Clark. Infielder out of Duke, has had a lot of success at the plate, switch hitter, so gets that opposite-handedness against the pitcher tonight. And he's been having a lot of success getting on base. I think he's leading the league in on-base percentage right now. Wallace Clark, just a guy that can walk, can get a base hit, can use some power to get some extra base hits here and there. He's played a great infield as well, great defensively. This guy's an all-around great player. He's had a lot of success so far, and I think he's going to have a big night tonight against Harwich. But Matt, finish it off for us. Who do you got for player of the game tonight?
Yeah, you guys are taking the offensive side, and I'm going to switch it over defensively. I'm going to take the guy on the bump tonight, the southpaw, Joseph Jerwa. Nico talked about him. He's so fun to watch. There's a reason he is going from Michigan State to Vanderbilt, going to that upper echelon of college baseball, and is going to pitch in the SEC next season. There's a reason he has 2 starts, reason he hasn't given up an earned run. He's a great pitcher. I think he can be instrumental in the Hawks coming out with a victory tonight, ending that slow skid.
Slow skid, hopefully coming to an end for the Hawks tonight. We got a great game on deck, 6 p.m. over there, just over that building right there at McKeon Park. Come on down to the ballpark if you can. If you can't, check out this guy. He'll be on the broadcast. He'll be telling you everything that's going on. He'll be letting you know, wow, great pitch by Jerwa there, bad pitch by Jerwa there. Hopefully a lot of good ones and not a lot of bad ones. But listen to the broadcast if you can't make it. If you can, we'll see you. Come say hi. We love the support. Thank you so much for watching. Nothing else we can do. Let's say,
Go Hawks.